Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and in this video I am talking about how to avoid rebounding or backsliding on your goals. You know the way sometimes you go hell for leather at a goal, you go all out only to find yourself back where you started shortly afterwards. I am going to tell you how to avoid that. Let's go. How many times have you given yourself a goal, maybe procrastinated on it a little bit, and then had to pull an all-nighter or really go all out to hit it, and then collapsed in a heap? You can't maintain that kind of all or nothing effort. If you told me to go out and run a 10k tomorrow, I could probably do it. I'd be half dead, would probably lose the feeling in my legs, not be able to walk for a week. But I could still probably do it. But what good is that to me? Does it mean I am any healthier or fitter? Nope. What's the difference between me and somebody who actually trained for the 10k? Because if you're looking at it purely in terms of goals, there is none. We both did it. The real difference is that they know how to do it properly. They could go out and do it again and again, and then maybe do a 20k, a half marathon, whereas I'm sitting at home eating donuts. And therein lies the trouble. The goal is not the end point, it is the start of a new phase in your life, one where you are healthier or fitter or more financially stable or more organized. Well, very often simply achieving a goal is not enough. Sometimes it is, sometimes you'll only have to do something once in your life and then never again. But more often than not, you need to be able to maintain it, or even to push past to a new, bigger goal. So let's say your goal is to lose 10 pounds. Yeah, that's great. But then what? Or you plan to scrub your whole house from top to bottom, which is wonderful. What now? Setting goals is great, but if you only have your eyes on the target and nothing else, your focus is too narrow. You're not learning anything, you're not taking different factors into account. The reason that so many of us rebound on our goals is that we take this all or nothing approach. We see the target as the end point and then bam, hit it, done, I'm out. The point is not just to hit the target, it's to learn the skills and techniques you need to hit it, and then hit it again, and then push past it. Your habits are more important than the goal. The journey is more important than the destination. If I told you to get from A to B and you somehow managed it, but you have no idea how and you couldn't replicate that result, how successful do you think you've really been? Now let's say I ask you to get from A to B and you sit down and carefully plan and map out your route, allowing for pit stops and obstacles, keeping a close eye on your progress so that you can recognize when you've taken a wrong turn and course correct, keeping your tank topped up, noting which roads are the best ones to take and which ones, though they may seem like the straightest, may not necessarily be the right ones. Maybe because they're extra bumpy and they fuck up your car. It's like when you move to a new place and you have to find a new route to work every morning. You start off taking all of the main roads, but over time you learn about some back roads and some shortcuts, and which routes have the most delays. You know exactly when to leave to avoid the traffic. You come across some roadworks or an accident, and you know exactly which side streets to take to go around it. But you only learn those things over time. Meanwhile, the other guy who sits in traffic on the main road still gets to the same workplace, but he has to leave an hour earlier to do it because he hasn't learned anything or tried anything new. And yeah, someday he might get lucky and the traffic will be a lot lighter than usual and he'll speed to work and think he's great. But the next day he's back to honking his horn. Goals are the same. You should be learning along the way, honing your skills, trying different avenues, overcoming obstacles, tweaking and changing and improving all the time, until eventually getting from A to B is second nature, not just a shot in the dark. That is why I am a big fan of taking small steps towards a goal. Small steps allow you to see what's working and what's not working, and to tweak and change things before you've gone too far down the wrong road. Leaping towards a goal is like driving full speed straight towards a checkpoint, even if it means driving straight through a swamp. You're getting nowhere fast, and you're certainly not enjoying the process, which means that at the first sign of trouble, you're out. If you are only focusing on the goal, you will never have the skills or experience, the information and the motivation to get you there. You'll never find the best way forward. You won't want to keep going. And then you'll wonder why you keep coming up against the same roadblocks day in and day out. Why you're still sitting in the same traffic jam. Get to your goals in baby steps. Bit by bit. Learn as you go. Keep your eyes open. Shortcuts aren't necessarily always bad, but don't take one and then think, that's it, you never have to take another route because you found the best one. Test your theories. Nothing is ever black and white. Something else might take a little bit longer but produce better results. And don't feel disheartened if something isn't giving you the results that you want, or if you just don't feel like it one particular day. You know, if the road is closed for repairs or if there's a tree down. Don't give up, don't just turn the car around and head back home. Just take a different route. If you have taken things slowly and learned all the different ways you could do something, then coming up against obstacles, maybe lack of motivation, or you've plateaued at a certain level, or something's just not working, you pick a side street and you go around. Goals are a process. If you want to stop yourself from backsliding, you build yourself a decent ladder. If you try to jump all the way to the top in one go and then have the teeny tiniest little stumble, you're going to fall all the way to the bottom and end up flat on your arse. But if you have climbed up bit by bit and you have a tiny little stumble, you're only going to drop a few rungs. Okay, enough with the metaphors. And that is a wrap. Thumbs up if you have ever set yourself a goal and then found yourself back at square one. Happens to me too. Comment below and let me know what goal you are going to try this new driving to work method on. Build your goal on solid foundations and it won't all come tumbling down around your ears. If you want lots more advice on achieving your goals and just generally designing a life you love, as well as free printables, get yourself on my mailing list. You'll get the password for the members only resource library sent out to you straight away, as well as lots of other great stuff like a crash course in getting your shit together, my top productivity tips, etc. Link is in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and you would like to see more videos like these by clicking the red subscribe button. It looks like this and you'll find it down there. And click the little bell beside it if you would like to be notified when I upload a new video. If you have already subscribed, thank you. You are awesome. Until next time, go smash those goals. Slowly. Cur míle mágah agus feici mé sibh se go luath. Slán.